Time for divine shot, KJ events. This real talk's the brand. You understand how we do, my man. I'm on that Friday night Knicks shit, dripping in Knicks shit. Up in the world, most famous arena with the click. That's the conglomerate. The Knicks real talk, the real prominent. I'm a bit like the Omicron variants, dominant. Paying homage to the cat from the chat. That's where it's at. Cause I'm hearing that. You don't care for how early we straight facts. We interact with the mob, the gods. Up in the pod, the squad, with the side. My entourage be on the job, my energy. Feeling tripping in 10 books as they cook my game plan. And my brand for loot and pursuit. Going hard like the New York City gritty committee. Cause that's the Knicks, we ain't always pretty, but we all stay giddy. And we embrace the fan base, like the links, Anthony Mace. We trace the logo when there's space that appear like Squarespace. Staring down on the Chase Bridge, look at that Knicks City drip. There's 50 decks on the court, looking pretty legit. I stay true to the orange and blue. I thought you knew, so here's a few bars to shine like stars divine to Mount Mars. Knicks real talk. Here we go, let's go.
Knicks real talk right here. I'm representing
Knicks real talk.
right here. Let's get it.
Here we go, let's go.
We here in the building.
Knicks real talk.
Let's get it.
Here we go, let's go.
Yeah, for real. Yes, sir.
Knicks real talk.
We here.
Here we go,
in the
let's go.
building. Knicks real talk. Let's get it. Let's get it. Yeah, for real. Yes, sir.
Let's get it. Salute, everybody. What's good? Knicks real talk. Let's get it. We in the building. Divine and Shy Powers. KJ and Vince to be in the building later. But salute to everybody out there. I hope y'all having a good day. It's all good. Everything is well. We got my man Shy Powers. Shy Powers, what's good?
Yo, Divine, I just want to say before I give a salute to everybody, yeah, I love that intro, man. I stayed true to the orange and blue. I thought you knew. That's my man. I love you for doing that thing there right there. Salute to you, Divine. Salute to the chat. Let's get it.
Yeah, real talk. We talking Donovan Mitchell, everything. We got a lot to uncover. We also got Summer League to continue tonight. But y'all know the biggest thing out there popping off right now with no hesitation in the nation. Salute to the chat first and foremost. Salute to everybody out there. And I hope y'all have a great day, like I said. But the Donovan Mitchell thing is heating up. I know that's going to be a topic of conversation. So we're going to get into that. We're going to break it down. If he was on the Knicks, the possibility of the salary cap infrastructure that we got going on, the cap, everything. We're going to break it down. Who will stay, who will go because of the numbers. We're going to have some fun with it. And I'm excited about it, man. It feels good to be a Knicks fan because this young man comes to New York. That's a big step for that organization. So salute to them, Shy Powell. They pull this thing off without, jeopardizing the infrastructure of our team moving forward.
Right.
And if Leon Rose can pull that off with getting Jalen Brunson, signing Mitchell Robinson, signing Harkenstein, and all that good stuff beyond that, executives of the year, hands down.
Yeah, well, I'm just gonna say this, Divine, man. I'm more giddy today. You know, I'm seeing a lot of chatter about how things could turn out and how, you know, maybe how we can facilitate Donovan Mitchell over here. And let's get it done. You know what I mean? I there's some things out there in the atmosphere, 4, 5 first-round picks for the New York Knicks to offer up. That if we can make a solid trade package for them, they made. I think it was something mentioned that they made an offering package, and if we counter with them with some, you know, maybe 1 or 2 of our young guys and 4 to 5 of our first-round picks that we have, I don't see no reason by the end of this week or next week we'll have Donovan Mitchell in the house.
Yeah, real talk. Absolutely, Shy Powell. I agree with you 100%. This thing is, to me, is pretty much, I think it's a done deal. Things come from not knowing, don't get me wrong, but right now I feel it though, man. I think this is a done deal. You know what I mean? I think that young man will be a New York Knick. And I'm telling you something right now, forget all the hyperbole and all the hate, Donovan Mitchell can ball. Hey, I don't want to hear about all that. He too short. The man putting up numbers, and since he's been here in the NBA, and it don't matter which team he on, he putting up numbers. So, you know, we know that young man gonna come to New York when he get here. I'm not gonna say if, I'm gonna say when. You know, when he get here, and he come in here and be part of this core, man. And him and RJ Barrett right now looks like Julius Randle, Mitchell Robinson, and Brunson so far, because obviously all them cats are signed except for RJ, which we know he's staying. He ain't going nowhere. So, you know, to be able to put him in the mix with that, you know, yeah, they might be short, but it ain't the size of the dog, it's the fight of the dog. Don't worry about that because they too short in the backcourt. Them young men are legitimate basketball players. You know what I mean? They get down, his numbers, he wasn't too small when he was in Utah. He wasn't too small when he was in Dallas. So he ain't going to be too small in New York. Donovan Mitchell is a winner. Jalen Brunson is a winner. Jalen Brunson went to the Western Conference Finals last year, and Donovan Mitchell went there a year or two prior to that, close to it. So these cats they're natural born winners. So for them to come to New York to start in that backcourt for us, compared to no knock on nobody, but Kemba Walker and Evan Fournier, our team is 3 times better. So that's what it is with me, and I'm excited about it. This man get here. I'm hoping that he get here and just make it happen, man. I like that team I really do. I think the Knicks gonna be special if they pull this off.
Yeah, I said this, man. I was at work today and I was just thinking. One of my guys asked me about what about the trade about Donovan, and after he asked me, I went upstairs. I started doing my thing, and I sat down for a second. I can't say I sat down, but I was for a second. I thought about it. All right, these guys are not defensive juggernauts, Brunson or Mitchell, but they do play defense and they play great team defense. The thing that I want Knicks fans to understand is on offense, we will not see any more double teaming on Mitchell on Julius Randle anymore. There's no way that anybody's going to double team on this team anyway. You cannot leave Brunson open. You cannot leave Donovan Mitchell open. You cannot leave Julius Randle open. You cannot leave RJ Barrett open. So there is going to be so many open lanes that these 4 guys is going to create. And on top of all of those things that I just mentioned, the drives to the hole with Mitchell Robinson being on the left foul line or the right foul line as lob threat city. Donovan Mitchell was a very good passer, especially in his last couple of years. Brunson is an excellent passer. You know, RJ loves to hook up with Mitchell Robinson, and I think we will see some things from Julius Randle and Mitchell Robinson happen with the passes under the basket. We would have a pretty good put together group. Yes, would we lack a little bit in defense, a little because of the height of these guys, but these guys are not, lame ducks out there. These guys are not guys that can't play defense at all. They play defense. Their lackability, that's not a word, but what they lack in is in stature. They're not that tall, but they're dogs on the defense, both of them. So let's see what happens, man. The more and more I sit and think about it, the offensive team that we would be, I think we were 103 points last year. We would easily be 115 points, another 8 to 12 point difference from last year. I think we were 103 points. I think we could easily get up to 113 to 115 points tonight, easily.
Yeah, no question. Hey, Shop Power, you hit the nail right on the head with something. And to the chat and everybody, man. Knicks Real Talk, Devon, Shop Powers, KJ being in the building later. We ain't here, man. Talking this thing, man. But you know what's interesting to me? If you look at that backcourt just with Jalen Brunson and just Donovan Mitchell, think how much better that backcourt is compared to Evan Fournier and Kemba Walker and Alex Burks at time. You're talking one of them is a perennial all-star, and one of them got ability to be an all-star. You know what I mean? In that backcourt, and I really think that that's real important. Like, we just ain't trying to get no scrubs here. You know what I mean? These cats ain't no scrubs. They winners on a college level. They winners in a pro level. Donovan Mitchell done been deep in the playoffs. Jalen Brunson done been deep in the playoffs. Jalen Brunson got him 2 national titles down there in Villanova. We know Donovan Mitchell went out there, did his thing in Louisville. So, I mean, these cats is ballers, man. And I really do believe that if this thing pop off with him right now, the way it's presently structured to me, Brunson, Donovan Mitchell, RJ Barrett, Julius Randle, Mitchell Robinson is not a bad starting 5. I mean, not bad. I mean, that's a good starting 5. Regardless of what you may think, all them cats talented. And that's what it's all about. It's about talent to me. Jalen Brunson is talented. He done been deep. His numbers speak for itself. Donovan Mitchell numbers speak for itself. You know what RJ and Randle could do. Let's not kid ourselves about this team, man. These ain't no bunch of slouches the Knicks got there with Mitchell Robinson. I think that team gonna be highly underestimated. And I think sometimes, not only us as Knicks fans, but the national media, everybody always want to think the Knicks ain't doing something right. This team is solid, bro. You got a bunch of dogs down there. You know what I mean? Jalen Brunson got dog in him. Donovan
Facts.
Mitchell got dog in him.
Facts.
Jay Barrett got dog in him. You know,
Facts.
Julius Randle got dog in him, and
For
Mitchell
real.
Robinson got dog in him. These cats is dogs, bro, and that's what you got to do to play in New York. So I do think if they do get this man and all this stuff work out, the Knicks got a dangerous squad right there, and I'll match him up. And later on in the show, we get into it, Shot Powell. We kind of match him up against other starting fives. That's a solid team. You know what I mean? And I really believe them cats can make some noise. If everything fall the way it's supposed to fall, and we get this cat. If we get Donovan Mitchell with them other four, I think the Knicks is decent. I really do. I really
Facts, Devon. I mean, there's some clamors out there about how the picks would go or who we would trade and stuff like that. I seen that salute to Paris Doug. I seen that he put something out there too, because I seen something out there, something similar, like Grimes, Evan Fournier, D Rose, Cam Reddish, maybe even Deuce McBride, 4 first-round picks or maybe even 5 first-round picks. But I would hope that if they do a deal, they can probably try to hold one or the other, Cam Reddish or Grimes. I would hope they could be able to hold at least one of them. One of them and 5 or 6 picks, 4 to 6 picks. I think we can make something happen, man. I really think they need that. If they could get off of Evan Fournier, D Rose, those 2 contracts alone would really help us out a lot, man. And it would help the unit. I seen that out there. I'm sorry, not Keith Turner. My bad, Keith. I said your name wrong. My bad, Keith. Yeah. So yeah, Grimes, Cam, Evan. Those 3 guys would be perfect guys to give up. Those are the 3 guys that are actually fighting for that quote unquote wing position, that 2 or that 3 position. So let's see what happens, man. If I would hope that we could substitute Grimes or one of those 2, Grimes or Cam Reddish, with a D Rose, and maybe sweeten the deal with a Deuce McBride or something like that. I think Deuce McBride makes a little bit of change, and I think they might be more appeased to seeing him because his contract is so low. So it's not like they're it's not like they're they can hold on to him for a little while before they have to pay him big money.
Back.
So.
Yeah. That's interesting. Keith, appreciate that, my brother. Real talk, man. I have no problem with that, and it's for a lot of reasons. You know what I mean? A lot of reasons that's not bad to me, because here's the first of all, Cam Reddish was going to have to get extended. You know what I mean? We got to extend, hypothetically, he was going to do for the extension, and you got to pay to play. Evan Fournier, I had no problem with that. Y'all know, my thoughts on that contract right now compared to what all the talent we could have. So you kind of moving Evan Fournier out of the 2 spot, and you're bringing in Donovan Mitchell. All right, that's a double points, almost doubling points and everything. You know what I mean? So I don't have a problem with that. And the grind was, I think he's going to have a good year. But like I said, you got to pay to play. You can't just get something for nothing. So grind, I understand it. Cam Reddish, like I said, he due for an extension this year, and I think that works out well for them in Utah. And from their perspective, because he'd be up, whether they sign him long term and then maybe next year give him some money. And before they got another year in that deal, if that's true, if that deal stand packed, and I'm quite sure them Shot Powell, the picks that the Knicks put in there, obviously going to give up some unprotected ones, but they still got them. I think the Knicks gave up all the picks they got this year, which was what their 2 and 3 3 protected ones, right? 3 protected, and that's 5. So yeah, they could squeeze out another 2, and get that deal done. I really do believe that, and I think that'd be a good move for we need that dude like that down here, and the kid is talented, man. I'm gonna break that. We get into that guy. I'm gonna break down. Me and Shop Powell throw up the promo, and we'll show y'all what we're talking about with for if the Knicks did it. Here go what we think they would do. Here go the 5 that would start. Here go some of that to make the salary work. So I'm gonna throw that up there in a few minutes, man, and when we really get into that, because I think it'll be a good little segue for y'all to understand what we're talking about with this whole Knick thing from a salary cap perspective, player perspective on what we think that they might do if they had to. So we get into it, man. It's gonna be fun. But yeah, other than that, man, this is a big busy week for the Knicks, man. They signed Jalen Brunson. They signed Harkenstein. Now you in the Mr. Trying to they signed Robinson. I think the Knicks had a pretty decent offseason so far. But if they get the Donovan Mitchell thing done, that's the nail in the coffin right there to me. I think, and then you never know what else they might got what move they could make. But I tell you right now, Shot Powell, if you can get this cat up in here, I think that 5-man lineup changed the game without talking about it. I just think that's a good team, and this might not be that Evan Fournier and Kemba Walker might think throwing up, the athleticism, the defense. It changes a little bit there, and but now you literally got 4 guys in that starting lineup who literally could put the ball on the floor and go get buckets. Jalen Brunson could put the ball on the floor and go get buckets. Donovan Mitchell could put the ball on the floor and go get buckets. R.J. Barrett could put the ball on the floor and go get buckets. And Julius Randle could put the ball on the floor and get buckets. Then you got the force of Mitchell Robinson back there waiting for the defense to collapse and throw Lob City up to him. So I think that you got a team on any given night, any one of them cats in that starting 5, obviously other than Mitchell Robinson, to drop 30. Any one of them. Think about that. R.J. Randle, Mitchell, Donovan Mitchell, and Jalen Brunson. Any one of them cats on a given night could drop 30. We've seen Jalen Brunson get down in the playoffs, drop a 41, all that. You know what I mean? So I think I'm excited about it. I hope this thing comes to fruition. Cat out there from Connecticut, Westchester area, all that stuff, man. Father in the Met organization has a good story. But the cat can play basketball, though. That's what's impressive to me. The cat can get down. So let's see how it goes, man. I'm excited about that.
One of the biggest things, aside from him being a great basketball player, if you look at our starting lineup, we got Julius Randle that's 26, 27 years old, Mitchell Robinson that's 24 years old, Brunson that's 25 years old. If we get Donovan Mitchell, he's 25 years old, and Mitchell Robinson is 24 years old. These guys can grow together for the next 3 to 4 years together consecutively and consistently and bring something here. Once these guys go out there, and I totally understand, because a lot of my boys was talking about, oh man, you get him the defense this. If you got Mitchell Robinson and if Julius Randle plays on-man defense like he did 2 years ago, if RJ plays on-man defense like he played last year and the year before, well, we don't have nothing to worry about. These 2 guys are not terrible at defense. Right. They just lack height. They play good defense. So only if you got it, if someone goes to post or do anything against one of the smaller guys like that, best to believe Mitchell Robinson or Randall's going to step right up to help out. And if Randall steps up, that means Mitch moves to the back so he protects the rim, or vice versa. If it's on the other side where it's Donovan Mitchell, RJ steps up, Mitch drops back. You know what I mean? It's not going to be too many lacks. These guys are not going to just ultimately let you drive to the hole, unbeknownst, like you're just gonna run to the hole. These guys do play defense, and where they lack at is that they lack in height. And I'm not worried about on height on offense, because now nobody's going to get double teamed. It is going to be almost no way that I can see anybody trying to double team Julius Randle, because now you got RJ and you got Brunson, or you got RJ and you got Donovan Mitchell open. You know what I mean? Only thing RJ got to do, 1-2 steps, he sees that double team come. I mean, not RJ. Oh man, I'm running so fast. My mind is Randle. Can pass it out like he does, and he's a great passer. He's a pretty good passer. So this can change the dynamic of how the team will really look, because now when Julius Randle is down there and he makes that outlet pass, he may have someone like Donovan Mitchell on the 3-point line that shoots about 34 to 35% at the line. Or you got Brunson that he shoots around 35, 36% at the line. This year, I think RJ is going to make a better jump this year back to closer to 40 points from 3-point. So you figure if he's around 34, 35% from the line, we got an offensive juggernaut right there on offense, man. Defense we may lack a little bit, but what we missed last year and defense, we try to make it up in offense. This year, we are going to make it up in offense, man. And you got to remember also, we got a defensive-minded coach, man. He's going to put some schemes in there to make sure that we can cover. We went from last year from being last and ended up 11th last year in defense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think we need to realize this is a really good move for the Knicks. I know a lot of us out here have been Knicks fans for a long time. Just think about this, though. Think about this here since you've been a Knicks fan. When was the last time you would literally see Don't worry about the money. A team built like this. Think about these 5 cats that would be in that starting lineup. When the last time you seen 3 dudes guaranteed you 20? Like Donovan Mitchell, Julius Randle, RJ Barrett will get you 20 points a night. I don't care who, unless one take a night because the other one is super hot. But you got 3 guys literally in your starting lineup that can get you 20 points a game.
Easy.
That's easy. You throwing Jalen Brunson who guaranteed to get you 70. You know what I mean? That's 77 points between them cats. Then you got Mitchell Robinson. Probably this year he probably move up to maybe like 12 and 10. So you almost got like 90 points in your starting lineup, bro, just on a given night. If anybody pop, if everybody on point. I think them cats got a good team down there, and you had to go back to probably Melo, J.R. Smith, and all them cats to see a team like the one this one would be assembled in New York. So I know you Knicks fans don't think this might, but this is a good team, man. This team better than that 41-win team by down, no pun intended, to Reggie Bullock and Elfrid Payton. But Reggie Bullock and Elfrid Payton is not Donovan Mitchell and Jalen Brunson. Let's think about what I just said. Them 2 cats is not Jalen Brunson and Donovan Mitchell, and that team won 41 games. You know what I mean? And Vegas had the Knicks in their high 40s this year. So imagine now bringing Donovan Mitchell on board. And Vegas been more right than us the last couple of years. I'll tell you that much. So I think it's going to be fun. I'm really excited about this thing, man. Sometimes you got to bring somebody here that's going to help attract other people to get here. Now, when the Knicks see the Knicks ball this year and they see how the boys getting down, we watch one of the superstars going towards trading deadline or going into next year, whatever the case may be. They can picture themselves on that squad. I think the Knicks is solid, man. I'm hoping this thing comes to fruition, and Shy Powell, I'll be good with it, man. I really believe that this is the move we got to make and we should make. This is like a Mari Stoudemire type move, and I'm not talking about from he got, he signed here, he getting traded here. But what I mean is the talent wise, Donovan Mitchell is he got the talent of a Mari Stoudemire. We ain't had that in a while, other than Melo. So now that RJ, to have RJ with him and Randall here, I think that'd be nice. I'm looking forward to that if they pull it off.
Yeah, man. I like what could happen and how the Knicks can be talked about this year coming. If the Knicks moved on from being 37 games last year and now coming to the draft and trading their 11th pick for 3 first-round picks, shedding 3 contracts to make about $32, $35 million, acquiring Jalen Brunson, and on the cusp of, signing Mitchell Robinson, signing Jericho Sims, signing Kills to a two-way deal. Also on the cusp of picking up Donovan Mitchell. Man, that's a positive move from last year to this year, man. Shedding on, and they still have a chance to move on from Evan Fournier and maybe even Derrick Rose. Man, that is a powerful front office right there. If you don't believe in this front office, if they pull all of this stuff off, you might well not be a New York Knicks fan, man, because that is some wheeling and dealing right there, man. Moving off from Noel, Burks, and Kemba, getting that money back from them. Also signing Mitchell Robinson and Jalen Brunson and Sims with Kills coming off the 2-way contract, and still have a shot because we got 11 first-round picks and 11 second-round picks to get Donovan Mitchell. Man, you better jump on this bandwagon hardcore, man. Be more optimistic, man, because this team right here is not playing, man. They're not playing, man.
I need to keep it 100 with this team right here. If they pull that boy off,
man,
it's going to be a problem. I'm telling you, because all them cats can play basketball, and not only that, they all got winning character in them. You know what I mean? These cats is winners, bro. You know what I mean? Like Jalen Brunson, the 2-time national champion, in college, come to the pros on his rookie contract and help take the Dallas Mavericks with Luka Doncic to the Western Conference Finals. And if it wasn't for Jalen Brunson, they probably wouldn't have got there.
Facts. Two big games that he played. 40-something points and 30-something points.
Come on. So to even have that young man come here with a winning pedigree, Donovan Mitchell down in Louisville doing this thing, and get into the NBA. He get the Utah Jazz, and he helped that team become a playoff force for the last 4 years. Now you're bringing that same winning culture to New York, to the New York area, with R.J. Barrett, who got a winning mentality, Julius Randle, who got a winning mentality, and Mitchell Robinson getting there. That's the type of team you want, and all them cats on the contract together for the next 3 or 4 years. For the next 3 or 4 years, you can see that whole starting lineup that the Knicks got every night, because they all under contract. Once R.J. Barrett signed his, all 4 of them 5 of them cats would be under contract for the next 4 years at least. You know what I mean? So, and that's how they did it in Boston with Marcus Smart and Jaylen Brown, and they got them kids in here, let them play together for 3 or 4 years, then they became good at what they do, and they show improvement. So I'm excited about the move. If they pull this thing off, I really believe that it's time for New York to really get this thing popping, because I think Donovan Mitchell in New York is special. I really do. So I would not be mad at the Knicks if they pull this thing off and get it popping for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know what to say, man. I seen something in the chat. I missed his name. I'm sorry if I missed your name, but yeah, start watching that ESPN, man. Watch some of us real New York podcasters right here. You sub to this channel right now, man. You want to hear real information about how Knicks fans really feel about the New York team. You sub into some of these great podcasters out here that really represent and put their full effort into the thing, man. We here, man. Me and Divine, KJ, we here, man. Let's keep watching and keep paying attention, man, because ESPN, they don't like us. You know what I mean? And I don't really like them. I don't even really, if a game on ESPN, I record it and watch it afterwards. I don't really want that. But I'm just saying, man, you want to hear some real content, listen right here to Knicks Real Talk right here. We got you.
Yeah, Real Talk. That's what it is. Knicks Real Talk. Ain't no hyperbole. We straight
word up.
You know how we do. And on the real though, man, listen. Forget what you heard. Let them boys get these 5 boys up in here. You won't worry about that Julius Randle noise from last year. If the Knicks got Jalen Brunson, Donovan Mitchell, R.J. Barrett, Julius Randle, and Mitchell Robinson, you wouldn't even care about that Julius Randle crap stuff last year. That team is legit, bro. And you could put them up against any 5 in the East. I'm talking about man for man. You go position for position. That team match up with a lot of them. And you think about that. You know, Julius Randle, forget about what happened last year. This man had 1 year 24 and 11 with 5, shooting almost 40% from 3. You know what I mean? Was shooting a good field goal percentage. R.J. Barrett the year before last year, when they kind of mix it up with the Fournier and their stuff, 39% from the 3-point line, 17 a game. Rebounding was good. Defense got better. He came into this year dropping 20. You know what I mean? Second man. People got to remember something about R.J. Barrett. People like Donovan. Here's one thing about Donovan Mitchell, R.J. Barrett, and Jalen Brunson. Them. These cats came into the NBA and helped take their team to the playoffs. Right. Think about that. R.J. Barrett, second year in the league, helped take the Knicks to 41 wins to get in the playoffs. Donovan Mitchell goes out to the Utah, coming out of Louisville, a couple of years into the game. Utah in the playoffs, going to the deep in the playoffs. And Jalen Brunson last year, the year before, came in, got the boys to the Western Conference Finals. Them cats is winners. They skilled, natural born winners, and that's what we got to have in New York. We need winners, man, and I just think these boys going to be special. Salute to the chat. Y'all already know what it is. Y'all got it popping up in there. Knicks Real Talk. We in the building. The Blind Shot, KJ Events. I'm going to drop a little montage, man, and talk about this thing with these 5 guys that I'm talking about. That'd be a good segue into that. And let you get what I see, how the thing can fold from my standpoint and that other guy's standpoint, Shot Powell. Because I really think that the Knicks got a chance to do something, man. So yeah, let me throw this thing in here right quick. Let throw this little montage in there. Y'all check it out and make sure y'all pay attention to it and the salary and everything, man, and we get back at it. There you go. New York Knicks starting 5, possibility. We won 20 games. RJ 20 games, 5 rebounds. Mitchell Robinson 8 last year. Jalen Brunson last year. He was 24. And we got solid squad right there. Points in the first quarter. Louis Randle 23 million. RJ Hackett had to put that in 30 million. Robinson 17 million. Jalen Brunson 26 million. 30 million. Mitchell Robinson.
Fine.
Mitchell.
Turn the music down a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's in the
okay.
About that. Yeah, man. So that would be their salary projected right here for the year. This starting five next year, 129 million. Over their contracts, 563 million, not counting non-counting. So that's all right here, almost 130 million. But that's 150. So the guy that I think will make because of what you guys will have almost 8. Terrible Spears, 126. And over top of 5 million, crimes, 2 million plus. That's 19 million right here. Go with that other 129, that put them right at the luxury tax. But if you had these 10 guys under contract for the New York Knicks, that would be pretty much right there at the luxury tax, about $149 million. If you just had them guys that I put there, that don't mean them the guy that will be here. I just put that there to give you kind of an analogy of what we would be if we made a Donovan Mitchell move and we had to kind of, get the salary cap thing under control. So I think that 5 right there, that's a lot of money to start a lineup, but that's what the reason why you like the rookie contract that we had, the $2 million for Quickly, the $5 million for Obi, the $2 million for Grimes, the $1.5 million for McBride. That's why you need contracts like that, so you can make deals like this. You know what I mean? You got them baby contracts, so when you move certain people, you could bring them guys in because you got enough contract money on the back end, which is real small. They all on rookie scale, Shop Out. I think that's the way the Knicks go anyway. It'll be something like that, so I put that out there that way to let you know that this was going to wind up being. But it could give, what players it is, I don't know. I just but that starting 5 right there in that bench, I think I could see something working like that for sure.
Man, I just want to say, man, with that starting lineup and even with the amount of money that we would be at and with our cap, we also have to take into consideration, and this is something just to say, if we give up 5, maybe 6 picks, we would still have if we give up 6 picks, we would still have about 5 picks left over, first round picks, and still 11 second round picks to will and deal. For the next 4 years or so, we really wouldn't have to deal too much into the draft with this team. I believe this team can probably in the next 3 to 4 years, let's say 4 years. In the next 4 years, I think we could at least make it into the playoffs 3 out of those 4 years. So this is a promising team right here, man. And this is something that we were chatting about how we haven't had a point guard in such a long time. Now we have a perennial all-star shooting guard possibly to come in here as well. And I like the way the Knicks are trying to move forward with this team, man. I know a lot of people are talking about how the defense will match up with these guys, but these guys are no slacks on defense. They're not no lame ducks. And I mean, they may not be the height. It's always about the height with these two guys, but wait till you see them on the court. That'll make everybody understand about how they play defense, man. And they playing defense under Tom Thibodeau. And I believe everybody is going to be a fire is going to be lit up. All right, you a New York Knicks fan. I mean, you a New York Knick, and now you just got Jalen Brunson, and now you're possibly to get Donovan Mitchell. You are going to playing all the defense. You're trying to be the best team. With this team right here, you're going to see a different Julius Randle. You're going to see a different Mitchell Robinson. You're going to see a different RJ. These guys are going to make them different. And what I mean by different, I think they're going to make them better because they're going to be able to set up in their positions. Donovan Mitchell is not a bad passer, man. This guy drives to the hole and he can kick it out. And that's what I'm saying. And Julius and Jalen Brunson also is the same way. And let's not forget, Julius Randle in the post knows how to pass out of the post. He won't be able to have that ball with 17 seconds and bring it down to 9 seconds and then make the pass. He'll get the ball in that post at 10 seconds, and there'll be another quick pass, or he'll take it to the hole. He's a pretty good passer. The thing with Julius lacks a little bit from last year because he had the ball in his hand too much, so he turned the ball over a little more. He won't have the ball in his hands as much this year.
Yeah, real talk. I'm gonna tell you something else that interested me. Hey, guys, if you look up and down the Eastern Conference, let's just start with the Boston Celtics starting five. Marcus Smart, obviously. Now it's probably gonna be Brogdon, I would say. Or if they're not, they go the same with Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Al Horford, and Williams. So now you look at the Knicks starting five. Jalen Brunson against Marcus Smart. I think that cancels itself out. Donovan Mitchell against Jaylen Brown. I think that cancels itself out for as talent-wise. Jason Tatum and RJ Barrett, I'm going to give him the edge a little bit. Not a lot, but I'll give it to him. He's on the cusp of coming a superstar. RJ got to get there. But it's not like we getting killed at that position. Julius Randle, Al Horford. I take Julius Randle over Al Horford all day, every day when it comes to talent. And Mitchell Robinson and Robert Williams. Mitchell Robinson is a better offense rebounder. He shot blocks it just as good as he do. And he goes out there like Robert Williams, plays out on the floor a lot as well. So that's your starting five against Boston starting five. I don't see where Boston dominate the Knicks nowhere in that starting five. Everything would work out the way it should work out. And Jalen Brunson, Donovan Mitchell, RJ Barrett, Julius Randle, and Mitchell Robinson is just as good as Boston starting five, period, from a talent perspective. You know what I mean? And if you go against Milwaukee, and even if you go against the Miami Heat, Jalen Brunson and Kyle Lowry, I'm giving Jalen Brunson the air by more about youth, and he's real more savvy with the bat. Kyle Lowry's a winner. He's a dog. Don't get it wrong. I'm not hating on Kyle Lowry, but I think Jalen Brunson breaks down a defense better than Kyle Lowry do. He's shooting the ball at a pretty decent clip from three, and he's a willing passer, and he got the dog in him. So I think that matchup, I'm just going to go Jalen Brunson on that. Then we go to the two. Donovan Mitchell and there two. Who the Duncan Robinson at one time? That's no comparison. You can't compare Duncan Robinson to Donovan Mitchell. You know what I mean? Shot powers. So I see that easy as the Knicks winning that position. Then you got RJ and Jimmy Butler. Obviously, Jimmy Butler got that. I don't think Bam Adebayo is better than Julius Randle. I think I don't think he's better than Julius Randle at all. So, and then you go to the five spot. You got Mitchell Robinson and whoever they're sitting on there. I can't show who it is, but that our team just as good as Miami. So I think the people cannot sleep on what the Knicks got down there, man. If Donovan Mitchell come to New York, that shit gonna be powerful. Believe it, they could compete against anybody in the East. And I done put two of the top teams in the East just now up there. You know what I mean? And I think that starting five for the Knicks is just as talented as any starting five in the Eastern Conference, hands down. So that's why I think this is a big move for the Knicks front office. They need to go make that happen. I just think they need to make it happen. Excuse me for freezing out here, man. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, Shop Howell, I like it though. I'm excited about it for sure.
I mean, it's just some things that I mean, we're all, as a Knicks fan, me myself, I'm a little more amped up to see this thing happen now. I was happy with the moves that they already made and how they put this team together already. But now, if you can make this team perennial. This is the word that we always talk about, perennial. Every year that we're striving to be better than we were last year, and we're making the playoffs, and we're making small steps to try to make it to get into that championship. This is a big move right here. If they can make this thing, if this thing pays off, so salute Allah wise, peace. Yeah, man, this is something to look forward to, man. I'm like I said, I'm giddy for it. I hope it goes down. I hope it happens. In the beginning, at first, I was like, oh man. After I did my homework, I was like, yeah, I was saying some of the same things that we chatter about now. The front court, man, they be so small. I don't know if they'd be able to defend. They may put Mitchell Robinson in a lot of foul trouble and stuff like that. But I started watching some of the main person that I really watched was Donovan Mitchell. I watched some clips of Donovan Mitchell on YouTube, on whatever, how I watch it, Google, and he's not a lacquer on defense. He plays hard-nosed defense. And I already know that Brunson plays defense. I see him play in the playoffs this year. He plays defense. So, and he's, let's just see if this thing can come into fruition, and we can, pull this deal off, man. Sky's the limit, man. Sky's the limit.
Yeah. I think it's a no-brainer to me because I think for the next 4 years, you got a team in New York City that literally got a chance to get deep in the playoffs, and by the luck of whatever, they wind up getting a dude over there that's going to help take them over the hump. They got a squad to compete. See, the thing for me, what I like about this team, if that's literally the 5 guys starting, one thing I can say right there on that floor is all competitors. Randall is a competitor. You might think he get crazy if he competes, though. You know what I mean? These cats compete, bro, and that's what it's about. R.J. Barrett's a competitor. Mitchell Robinson competes. You know what I mean? These cats ain't no slouches, no scrubs that they got in that starting 5 right there. So I would love to see it. I'd love to see him make it happen, man, and put all the chips on the table and plug in the roster with the rest of the pieces that you can stay under that luxury tax. You could build a team out, stay under the luxury tax, and just move this thing forward. Then I think we're good to go. So I'm going to be really excited to see what's popping in New York. I think it's going to be fun for us. I think the New York Knicks front office is doing a wonderful job the way they're constructing this thing, and they doing it the way they said he was going to do it. And I'm happy about that. Because think about it, like you said earlier, Shot Powers, real quick. All them cats is young. Once you move Fournier and Derrick Rose, all them cats is under 25, except for Julius Randle. For the next 4 years, you got a squad like that, and they all under 25.
Time to grow together.
That's how you do it, bro. That ain't culture building, the team building. I don't know what to say. And I really believe that we got a good thing brewing in New York, man. So let's get hyped, man, because I think the way to get to that chip is the way they doing it if they pull it Donovan Mitchell off. Because what wins in this league? Talent. Period. You win chips with talent. You ain't got talent, you can't win. Donovan Mitchell is a talent. I mean, he's a good talent. You know what I mean? His numbers speak for itself. The numbers don't lie. The numbers don't lie. You know what I mean? That's all I can say. It's a talent, bro, for real.
I get so giddy about certain things because it's just stupid to think about and stuff like that. But this year, if we get Mitchell this year, right? And I hope we do. If we get Mitchell this year, he pretty much can probably make the All-Star team this year. You know what I mean? And you know where the All-Star team is this year. You know where the All-Star game is this year. It's in Utah. How much better of a fit could that be in this storyline right here? We get Donovan Mitchell over here. He excels this year. He's 26 points a game, 6 assists. He picks whoever has the team picks him this year, and he goes back to Utah to play the All-Star game. What better can you say? And at the time we go to the All-Star break, we're at least 500 or 5 games ahead of 500. I'm happy about that, man.
Yes, I think if he come, Knicks is definitely 55 plus game wins.
I'm trying to keep it low tone this year.
I know.
I'm keep it low tone this year.
Yeah, man, I think that team is good, bro, and I'm looking forward to this thing, man. Let's get it popping, New York. Y'all already know, man. Knicks fans, we've been patiently waiting for this thing to pop, man. And I know, and what is good about this thing is Safa, they all are young. So I don't want to hear no with the young guys that play. They all young. Donovan Mitchell was young. You know what I mean? That's what's so crazy about it. It's like they all in that right. They haven't even reached their prime yet. You know what I mean? And they're talented, man. So let's get it pop in New York. This shit gonna be on fire in New York. We gonna be up in the opening game, wow. You know what I mean? So it should be fun, man. But there was salute to the chat. Y'all got to pop it in there. All of the brothers who haven't seen, the sisters who haven't seen, appreciate y'all coming to try. Make sure y'all hit that like button because we dropping some fire up in here. Knicks is live and lit right now. We live, we lit. Y'all already know what we do up in here. But I'm liking what the Knicks is doing, man. We got a summer league game tonight. I'm happy about that too. But man, this is gonna be one of the biggest moves the Knicks made since getting Carmelo Anthony. You know what I mean? And one of the biggest moves they could have made since getting Carmelo Anthony. And I just think we got to strike with an iron hot. Go get them draft picks so we can get them back. We still going to have draft picks when we do all this. We still have 4 or 5 first round, even after we give up 6. You know what I mean? So the infrastructure is not even damaged. You know what I mean? Because a lot of picks we giving away, probably a couple of them without the rest of everybody else's. That draft night, guys, you know what that draft night might have bought us? It might have bought us, helped us bring us Donovan Mitchell. Now you see why the Knicks didn't worry about that 11th pick. We had talent already. We needed them picks. Stack capital, get investments, and then you got to get them investments and make it happen. Them assets worked out for us, especially that boy get down up in here, man. So let's go, New York. I'm excited about this thing, man. Shy Powers. The guard are going to be off the chain this year. It's going to be rocking, man. It's going to be live up in there. You got talent up in there. I can see Jalen Brunson coming down the court with Toppin, Donovan Mitchell, Mitchell Robinson, Jericho Sims, and they Lob City up in that piece.
Pace. I think I know one thing. If we do get him here, I hope that we do get him here. But I know the team that how we played last year is going to be a totally different coach team than the season this year. Mm-hmm. I believe that this team is going to be running. We have a whole bunch of young guys that can get up and down on the court. You're going to see some exciting breakouts from Mitchell Robinson this year. These guys are not going to be coming up the court and setting up a half court game as much. You know what I mean? I think this team is going to be more of a get the rebound, kick it out to the outlet man. Outlet man is going to run and you're going to score. Whoever that outlet man is at this given time. And like you said earlier, Divine, we have 4 guys on just the starter unit that could possibly have smoking nights and scoring 30 points a night. So could you imagine, hypothetically, Julius Randle having a 36-point night and everybody else scores 15 or 17 points above, you know what I mean? And we playing hard defense and our gritty committee comes off the bench and they're all scoring about, hypothetically 4 to 6 points apiece, man. These are all hypothetical things. We're looking at it being about a team that's scoring about 107 to 113 points a night, man. If we play defense and score 107 points average a night, we're going to win a lot of games this year, man. And, it's not going to be a lot of double teaming on this team. Who are you going to double team? You're going to double team RJ? RJ know how to pass. You're going to double team Brunson? Brunson know how to pass. You're going to double team Randall? He know how to pass. So all these guys that are out here, I forgot to say Mitchell, Donovan Mitchell, these guys know how to pass, man. So I believe the team is going to have more of a pace to them this year. I was screaming about these guys playing with pace last year. We seen them play with pace with players that were off the bench and stuff like that. Let's say what we have when we got a all-star player, all-star player 2 years ago, Brunson that could possibly be an all-star player this year, and RJ Barrett that can possibly make a skimmer to try to make that all-star appearance this year as well. I'm just saying.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I know what's wrong with my joint right now. I apologize for the freezing of the camera here. But for me, I'm looking at it in totality, like I put up earlier. If you just hypothetically say them we just starting 5. Just let's throw it out there. Jalen Brunson, Donovan Mitchell, RJ Barrett, Julius Randle, and Mitchell Robinson. If that's the case, when all the smoke clears and the dust settles, if that's your starting 5, probably knowing that you're going to have Harkenstein 7 foot backing up Mitchell Robinson, good stretch guy, good defender, shot blocker, and he can pass the ball pretty well. Then you got Obi Toppin backing up Julius Randle.
Right.
Obi Toppin on the cusp of doing something special. You know what I mean? He's about to break out. And so then you got to move down to the 3. Who else we got out there? You're going to have Quickly out there because we don't know, and hypothetically, we don't know who's going to be out there. But if you had Cam Reddish, if Cam Reddish find up the way to stay out of that deal, then the Knicks is really crazy.
That's it. Cam Reddish, the one or two. I want to try to hold at least one of these guys, either Cam Reddish or Cam Reddish or Grimes. We have to try to hold on to one of them to keep them in the second unit. We need some bigs off the bench. Even though we could bring up Ferry Hunt, we need some bigs off the bench. And I believe if we keep Cam Reddish, it could be, it's so hard to imagine what the second unit is going to be because some people in the second unit right now are the guys that we're looking to try to move on from, like D Rose and Evan Fournier. But set aside from if we could get off of those guys, if we could keep IQ, Grimes, IQ, Reddish, Hardenstein, Obi Toppin, we got a pretty good, look for a pretty good look in the second unit. So, I mean, we just gotta as soon as they finalize the deal, we'll know what we have. I'm just hoping that we could keep one of those guys, Grimes or a Reddish.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I mean, yep. The grind. I love the way he playing. And Will said earlier, like Eddie just said just now, if you don't see Grimes play tonight, it might be game over. It might be over. If Grimes don't play tonight, or any of them cats are between McBride and them don't play tonight, I think this thing is about to pop off. They say the other night, Evan Fournier canceled his Instagram, so you never know, man.
Who canceled their Instagram?
Evan Fournier.
Oh, good. Yeah,
His Instagram.
that's a good look. Yeah, that's what I want to hear.
Yeah, man. So it's gonna be exciting, man. But I think the Knicks in a good space with this thing, man. I'm super excited, but I hope this thing get done. I'm beyond. I'm 80%. And if it don't happen, but for the sake of something, it don't happen, whatever. But I think them cats can go get this man. And I think the thing I like about it the most is the way Scott Perry and Rose and all of them, the way they constructed the salary cap thing. We not mad at the Dallas Burks contracts. I always said them a good contract because they was going to come off the books. Kimber Walker, Alice Burks, Nerlens Noel. Them contracts were there for a reason at $10 million. Look what it helped bring us. You know what I mean? Clear salary cap. Got us Jalen Brunson. Got them 3 draft picks from that 11 pick, whatever, from OKC. Now we about to throw that in there with the Dallas pick we got from Dallas a couple of years ago. Our picks. We did the right thing, man, and salute to the front office because they put this thing together real well, and they're gonna reap the benefits of Donovan Mitchell. That's what they've been building for. I think it's time to play. Start giving them cats up in the front office some respect. They built this thing since Scott Perry came here, kept us with a lot of draft picks, kept our salary cap structure in place, drafted good talent, Mitchell Robinson, Obi Toppin, Manuel Quickly, R.J. Barrett. It goes on, Quentin Grimes. Now them good draft picks is about to turn into a dude that can help get us to another level. If that's not culture building and the way you run a front office with Brock Aller and Will Klein, all them guys, they doing this thing, man. And as a Knicks fan, if you've been watching basketball like we've been watching a long time, when the last time you ever seen the Knicks in a situation like this here, where they got a chance to put a good team on the floor and still got flexibility moving forward for us. You got to salute that, man. Because that was any other team in the NBA, we'd be talking about executives of the year. If it wasn't the Knicks, if it was somebody else, everybody be talking about executives of the year. So we need to give our front office some real respect the way they building this thing, man. I'm ready to go get a pop myself, Shot Power, because I think it's gonna be nice.
Yeah, man. I'm definitely I'm wholeheartedly into what the Knicks are doing this year, and we talked about the front office missed the trade the first year that Leon came here. We missed the trade deadline. We didn't make no real trades last year. We didn't only real trades that we did. I mean, we did 2 trades. We did one for Rose, and then we did one for Cam Reddish, but nothing super duper, no major all-stars and all that stuff. And we went from not having many picks of anything, no money in our cap, to having we went from having no money for our cap and almost only 3 or 4 first-round picks to having 11 first-round picks right now, and clearing some of our bulky contracts on our roster, and signing Jalen Brunson, and once again, I'll say it again, and on the cusp of trying to sign Donovan Mitchell. Man, this and still with signing Donovan Mitchell, we still may have about 5 more first round picks and maybe close to another 10 or 11 second round picks. The from the trade night when they called the 11th pick and the name came out, Uzan Dane came out, until now having 11 picks right now. 11 first round picks and 11 second round picks, signing Jalen Brunson, signing Isaiah, and also signing Mitchell Robinson, Sims, and still have 11 picks, and maybe can grab a hold of Donovan Mitchell. Man, I'm excited, man. My big thing is I just hope that we could keep one of the two guys, Cam Reddish or Grimes. One of those two, man. I hope we could keep one of them.
Yeah, I think them cats on a breakout year. Especially Cam Reddish. If they able to keep Cam Reddish, I'm gonna be a super ecstatic, bro. For real. If they get to keep Cam Reddish up in that deal, and you got Harkenstein, and then you probably have Obi Toppin and Cam Reddish and whoever the other two gonna be, whether Derrick Rose or Manuel Quickly or whatever. The Knicks got a good team down there, bro. I'm serious.
Yeah, I'm 100% hoping that they could do something like I think Cam Reddish may be one of the guys because like Keith said, and I know too, is he has an expiring contract. Just like I believe that they could wheel and deal with the contracts that we have, like the Evan Fournier's, that's a 1 year plus, Derrick Rose, that's an aspiring contract, and Cam Reddish. If we could get those three guys in the mix of this trade, it'd be a good look. This way we can hold on to Deuce, and we can hold on to Cam Reddish. And we can hold on to Quentin Grimes, and that would really. I'm really high on Quentin Grimes this year, so I'm hoping that we can hold on to him. But if not, I hope we can hold on to Cam. But those three aspiring contracts may make the deal for Utah a little bit more sweeter because Fournier only has this year, and he has an option next year. D Rose only has a contract for this year, and Cam Reddish only has a finalizing contract for this year. So for them, and give them 6 picks. I don't see why they wouldn't want to do something like that.
Yeah, and let's make this perfectly clear too. Danny Ainge is not trying to take on no money.
No money. No Julius Randle
money. Let me reemphasize what I just said. That dude do not want no long-term money. He want picks. The same way he did it when he let KG and all them cats go. I want picks. If I can go draft the people who fits this organization from the ground up, then they turn into the Bostons of the world. They turn into the Golden State Warriors of the world, the San Antonios of the world. They turn into these guys. He want to draft the people who fits that culture. Just like the Knicks did. They drafted Mitchell Robinson, R.J. Barrett. They drafted guys who fit their culture, and they raise these boys up and until they become a team good enough to go in there and challenge anybody. And that's what they're going to do. The same thing he did in Boston. He hired that young coach in Brad Stevens right out of Butler. Straight out of Butler. Take over this team. I broke it down, got rid of KG and all these guys. Bought in that, drafted all good young talent. Now look where they're at now. Eastern Conference Finals last year. You know what I mean? So, and I just think that we did it the same way. We drafted Mitchell Robinson, gave him this money. We're going to give R.J. Barrett his money. You know what I mean? And so on and so forth. Then we brought in talent like Julius Randle and Mitchell and Donovan Mitchell and Jalen Brunson to go with the talent that we've been had on the team for years, and it formed this good thing. And that's what it's all about. It's about culture building. It's about putting talent together, but also bring up the guy from and that was our problem all these last 20 years. We wasn't raising the guys that we had in the farm club. We did it back when Patrick Ewing was here. When them guys came, we drafted these guys. We brought them up through the rigors, everything of being a New York Knick, and they got us in the 90s. Look where they got us in the 90s. You know what I mean? Then we had to make trade people like Allen Houston, all these guys, but still they had the foundation set, and that's why I like about where the Knicks is at right now, Chi Power, because these guys is playing the guys they brought up through the system. You know what I mean? And these guys were coming. Knicks and R.J. Barrett is a prime example. Drafted, came up through the system. Now look where he at. You know what I mean? Mitchell Robinson, 36 pick, and in the 2018 draft for the Knicks. Now the cat got a 4-year extension. And because you got to take care of the homegrown talent and just add pieces to it, and that's what we got. Donovan Mitchell, if we come here, you're gonna watch some basketball in New York. Shop Powell. I just think that team is an athletic team. They gritty. Each one of them cats got dog in them. All 4 of them. 5, counting Mitchell Robinson. All them boys got dog in them, man. You know what I mean? And that's what you get. That's the type of player you need to play in New York. That's why you got to bring a Donovan Mitchell here and a Jalen Brunson. Only certain people could play in New York. And I think them guys got the right attitude and the right pedigree and the right DNA to get it popping up in New York City. So I'm super excited about the Knicks, man. Donovan Mitchell, come on, let's get this thing done, Deion Rose. Let's get it done. Ain't no more waiting, bro. Let's get it done. Give them picks, man. We ain't gonna be able to use them on. But this team that we got, You won't need to pick that much in the next 3 or 4 years, but we're going to be up in the lower picks anyway. You're going to be getting like the 27 pick probably if the Knicks pop the right way. So we'll see how it goes, Shot Power. But I'm very excited about what's moving forward with the New York Knicks and Madison Square Garden for sure.
Yeah, Agent Super Argo, stay optimistic, my guy, man, for real. Because in the beginning, I was on the same tier as you. I was like, oh man, this backcourt. I don't know about this backcourt. Go watch some of Donovan Mitchell. Google got some of his games that he played. He played some high defense, high octane, and on a team that he really didn't want to play for last year. It really looked like he didn't really want to play with them teams. But go watch him when he dribbled down the lane and did a crossover and threw it on the whole crew. And see, it's a couple of games where you just see this guy, everything opens up, parts like the Red Sea. This guy goes down the lane and he just will flush it on you. And, I just want to see that in the Garden, man. I want to see Jalen Brunson penetrating to the hole. The double team comes on him and he gives one of those backward left-handed around the back passes to Donovan Mitchell, and he goes up there and he just yamboos it right down on whoever it is down low. Excitement in the Garden personified, man, and I just can't wait to see that. I hope this trade can come to fruition, man. And another thing, I'll say, I think that it's possible that we may see Cam Reddish and Grimes go, but I'm hoping that we can hold on to one of those guys. That's what I'm hoping for. I believe both of those guys may be put into the contract. Put into this trade thing, but I'm hoping that we can hold on to one of them, Cam or Grimes. I'm hoping.
Yeah, man. It's just culture built. I think it's culture building 101. And not only they culture built from the top down. They my man, much you may say about James Dolan, he might not be the smartest head in the room, but he loves his Knicks though. He might not be he might have his issues not, but that man loves New York Knicks. He spent his money. One thing about him, he put his money where his mouth is. You know what I mean? He gave Leon Rose them the reins. He said, go do what you got to do. I got the money. You just go get me the talent. You know what I mean? And right now, that thing coming to fruition. And I think they're going to be all right down in New York. And I personally believe that these guys, like I said, they talented players, man. One thing I do want to emphasize, the Donovan Mitchell thing is important, guys. We can't think Donovan Mitchell height is a problem just because he coming to the Knicks. It wasn't a problem in Utah.
Sure wasn't.
It wasn't a problem with him making 3 All-Star games. Wasn't a problem with him getting close to the Western Conference Finals. Forget about the height. It's not the size of the dog. It's the fight in the dog. I seen Chihuahua dead and beat up German Shepherds because he had more fight in him. Donovan Mitchell, and then don't worry about that Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson went to the Western Conference Finals with that height last year. You know what I'm saying? Jalen Brunson went to the Western Conference Finals with that same 6'1" height. I ain't worried about no height. If he could do it there, if they could do it there where they was at, they could do it here. So don't worry about the height. Worry about the heart. Worry about the fight in them. That's what's more important. You know what I mean? And trust me, them cats got the heart, man. That's what it's all about. I'd rather have a short dude with heart than a tall dude with no heart.
That's a fact.
I mean, come on. This cat can get down, man. These boys are solid. And that's what I don't want to see our fan base turn into, because they come into the Knicks, all of a sudden they not these players. Don't do that. Before they came to the Knicks, they were dogs. When they get here, they want them to be dogs. I don't think Donovan Mitchell going to be worse because he came to the Knicks. I disagree with that. I don't think Jalen Brunson going to be worse because he coming to the Knicks. I think he's going to make the Knicks better. These cats is talented, man, and with talent wins in the league. So, I'm good with it. I'm really excited about this thing, man. I hope it get done. I really do. For the next 4 years, at least for the next 4 years, Mitchell Robinson, all them cats is locked up for 4 years.
4 years.
4 years, they locked up. Ain't no more trying to add pieces. You can let them cats grow for a couple of years together, and next thing you know, the iron struck hot. And I think they talented enough to get to where they got to go. And it's just all about adding pieces and building the team chemistry, the continuity, and all that, and get that camaraderie popping, man, and knowing how each other play off their tendencies, know where they like to ball at, know all that. And I think they got the right coach to do it, because Tibbs knows you might not like some of his moves last year because of the talent we didn't have in the situation, but you do know the cat can coach talent. He done been to the Western Conference Finals already. Eastern Conference Finals, I meant to say. He done took a team like the Minnesota Timberwolves to the playoff when they wasn't there. But he doing the same thing he do with us. He did in Minnesota, except he ain't had to be the president of basketball operation. He took a team. It was young. They brought in some talent. He got him there. Same thing with his team. He took over a team that was young, got us to the playoffs the first year he got here. 41 wins. When the last time we seen that? So now you're bringing in talent, more talent, and they respect him. You watch how the Knicks pop this year, man. That defense get it popping. So real talk, man. Salute to the chat. You swear it's at. Y'all cats is on up in here. Y'all on fire. Salute to wherever you're streaming them from, man, and all that good stuff. KJ, my brother, what's good with you?
Knicks Real Talk family, Devon, Shy, what it do? Hey,
Yes,
all I got to
sir.
say is star or superstar.
Fact.
Star or superstar. And you guys heard it. When was the last time we never seen this before? Ever. A backcourt of Brunson and Donovan Mitchell. I don't care about the height. I do not care about it. You go ahead and go get do anything in their power to go get a backcourt of Donovan Mitchell and Braylon Brunson with the Mitchell Robinson or somebody else. You do anything in your power to get it, because guess what? We may not ever see something like this for the next 30-something years.
Facts.
Me as a Knicks fan since the 90s, I have not seen anything like this since, I could say, maybe Patrick Ewing and them. I haven't seen this ever. So for me, I'm stoked. I'm excited, as you all should be. Go get Donovan Mitchell by all means necessary. I don't care what we got to do. Go get him.
Yeah. Real talk. Salute. Okay, they 100%. You gotta go make that happen, man. I mean, I'm sorry. and like I said, you're still young. Don't tell me, oh, you want to see the young time. He is young. He is young. You know what I mean? That's the most impressive thing about this whole thing. We're not talking about going to get a 30-year-old, a 33-year-old, a 37-year-old. We going to get a 25-year-old dude. They didn't even reach his prime yet, and as a dog. And like Rick Pitino said, he can't talk much. He said he can't talk much about the situation, but he do know one thing: that man is a winner. He go hard. He's a 10 on a 10 something, and maybe people looking at it as a 5. So that and this Rick Pitino, you know what I mean? His coach from Louisville. Donovan Mitchell been in the league balling. We might not watch Utah Jazz 82 games a year like we do the Knicks. But make no mistake, that boy can get it. Shot Powers, that boy can get it, man.
I'm just gonna say this to throw it out there, man. Our starting unit this year, projected starting unit, if we get Donovan Mitchell, will be our starting unit possibly for the next 3 to 5 years. You know, if they see any tweaks or twerks or anything that they need to move on, they can move on from any one of these players. We got Randall that's going to be on a 4 to 5 year contract. Mitchell Robinson, 4 to 5 years, going to be here. RJ, I'm pretty sure they're going to try to sign him for another 4 to 5 years. Donovan Mitchell will be here maybe 4, if we could get him 4 to 5 years, and Jalen Brunson will be here projected about 4 to 5 years. Let's get it, man. Let's get it, man. We figure out what the end game is going to be, who we're going to put on the bench, who we can hold on to. And one of the biggest things that we have to try to do is hurry up and do this trade, because we also going to have to fill up the roster positions. With this trade, we'll probably be around 11 players on the team, so we would still have to try to 11 to 12 players on the team, so we would still have to try to pick up another 3 players from somewhere to finalize our 15-man rotation. Let's get it, Knicks fans. I am so giddy. I know y'all see me sometimes talking this stuff. I'm laughing because I feel good on the inside, man. I started to say something and it feels good coming out my mouth talking about the New York Knicks and how we're projecting ourselves forward and not taking a step back, you know. So let's get it, man. Let's see what we can do and how we can finalize these deals and make this team a team to be a perennial for years to come. Salute.
Yeah, good talk. Salute to my man, One Snick, always Nick, my brother. Salute to you. Salute to the chat, man. Gold Dan 78, Fabian Will 19, Con Keith, everybody, man. Salute to y'all guys. Knicks Real Talk. Y'all know where it's at. We ain't here, man, talking this Donovan Mitchell thing. We got Summer League coming up in about a half hour. See if the Knicks can pull a game in there. Be interested if you don't see certain players that might tell you something. You don't see Grimes tonight. You might don't see McBride or somebody. It might tell you something. So you know what I mean? They might be sitting them down for a reason. But I tell you what, though, KJ, check it out. So far, man, if you make a deal, you wind up with, you have to keep Derrick Rose for now. But I think him backing up Jalen Brunson quickly, or Grimes backing up Donovan Mitchell. I mean, the Knicks got so many ways they can go. Cam Reddish backing up RJ, or Cam Reddish gone, you let Obi Toppin back up RJ, and you let Jericho Sims back up Julius Randle. You know what I mean? It's like if they get this thing popping the right way, I think we should be good to go.
Guys, we got an opportunity. We got guys that haven't even reached their prime right now. So you got a guy, Donovan Mitchell, who's averaging 24 points every year since he's been here in the league. He's averaging those points in the West Coast, taking teams to the playoffs, conference finals. They did all that, you know. So my thing is, with a guy like him, it's a game changer for us on the New York Knicks squad. And to me, you need that here. And again, it's like, if we don't strike now, it's who else are we going to get? And let's think about this. A month ago, we were all talking about the draft, right? We talked about this draft. We had no money. And then the draft happened. We weren't able, we had the 11th pick, and what did we do? We kept flipping them over. People was upset we didn't do this, but they did that. But the Knicks have a plan. We finally have a plan in place. And now with the plan in place, we saved some money, and now we're able to get the players that are finally coming to New York City. So guess what? Before all those years as Knicks fans, nobody wants to come to New York City. Man, we've been lied to all those years. We didn't have these guys. We didn't have these movers and shakers in the front office.
Facts.
Like we have. So we have to give these guys credit as Knicks fans. Nobody should have no malice or nothing to say about our front office, because look what they did. They saved this money, and they're bringing in young talent. And we got assets and draft picks. We haven't seen this in a while. So again, as Knicks fans, we're patient. But honestly, I like the team without Donovan Mitchell right now. But if we got a chance to get him, go ahead and get that young man in here, because guess what?
Facts.
Now everybody's gonna want to come play for the real New York team, the New York Knicks. Nobody's gonna go to Brooklyn no more. Come to New York City. Come to New York Knicks now.
Yeah, hey, what they say? Knicks ain't cool. Psych your mind. KD talking about the Knicks ain't cool. What? Hey, listen, I can say this one thing I can't say about this thing here, man. It's all on paper. We get it, guys. We get it. It's all on paper. You actually got to put the product on the floor and let it all get together, intermingle, and all that, and see what it do. But from a talent perspective, that starting five is legit. Forget what you heard. Forget what you heard. Julius Randle is 24, 11, and 5 1 year. That ain't no slouch. Yo, Donovan Mitchell 25 and 4 and 5. You know what I mean? RJ Barrett 25 and 3. Jalen Brunson 16, 4 and 6. Come on, man. Mitchell Robinson 8 and 8. Or might go up to 10 and 10 and 10.
Man, I think he's gonna skyrocket this year.
Man, I mean, listen. They go up against any team in the East, a mano. You could pick the Boston Celtics, look at their starting five, and put them against the Knicks starting five. The Knicks is not far off. Now, I ain't even saying far. They pretty much run neck and neck with that. Just Donovan Mitchell can do what Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum can do. Let me repeat what I just said. Donovan Mitchell can do what Jaylen Brown do and Jason Tatum. Julius Randle can do that. That's why I said you seen Randle 7 games in a row throwing up 35 a game of 14 rebounds. Come on, y'all, let's be real. Forget about all the antics and all that. RJ Barrett, 46 points, almost a double-double against Jimmy Butler. These cats is talented, bro. And let's not get it twisted. The Knicks is talented. Jalen Brunson, 41 in the playoffs. Without Luka Doncic, he averaged 20 a game. You know what I mean? These cats, come on. You know, so you could throw up the top 4 teams in the East. The Knicks can handle them cats. They can hang with them. I just think that cat puts us right there. I really believe that, because we got 4 guys in that lineup on any given night can drop 30. All 4 of them. RJ Barrett, Julius Randle, Donovan Mitchell, and Jalen Brunson on any given night, depending on the match, can give you 30 points. You know, so I just think that, that's not Kemba Walker and Evan Fournier, guys. Come on. We talking the creme de la creme here with Donovan Mitchell and an up-and-coming player like Jalen Brunson. Think about our backcourt last year compared to them 2 cats on the Knicks. That's 10 more wins easy, 11 more wins easy. Just them 2 cats alone on that. You take them out of that lineup when we had to put them in there in sharp hours. I think that's 10, 11 more wins easy.
I just want to be low key with it. If we get 6 more wins, you know what I mean? Because if we look at how we played last year we were almost a 500 team. We just missed it. We was 37 and 40. 40s. I forgot the number, but we were only 5 games out of being a 500 team. Now we're going to implement to the team. We're going to implement to the team Donovan Mitchell and Jalen Brunson. I'm just saying, you just let that sink in a little bit. 5 more, and we stay pretty much healthy this year. And we got some good guys coming off the bench this year. Another gritty team coming off the bench. I'm happy to see I'm antsy, man. I just want this thing to happen. I wanted to drop so I can start talking about it. You know what I mean? For all those naysayers out there, always bashing our New York Knicks team, always talking about, the Knicks ain't doing this, the Knicks ain't doing that. Yeah, let us get this let us get this Donovan Mitchell this year. I mean, I may be to the Garden more than twice than I did last year.
Yeah, I might have to re-up my residence.
You know what I mean?
Hey, God, what
Yeah.
does Fat Joe say the best? Yesterday's price is not today's price.
It's not today's price.
Price, brother.
Stock is up. Hey, look, then we show up when the fans when we got bad days. Imagine the Garden now. You know how electrifying it's going to be. Man, come on, man.
You know, for me, man, the numbers don't lie. That's where I'm at with all this stuff. The numbers don't lie. You know what I mean? You can say what you want. The numbers don't lie. That's the bottom line. You know what I mean? And when you look at that team the way they assemble right now, the numbers don't lie. These cats really did this, and I just think that last year, because of the injuries and the new acquisition of these 2 guys, just to fit what we was really trying to do. But I think the guys now that can fit what we do. They're athletic. They can ball. They multi-dimension. They 3-level scores. Jalen Brunson and Donovan Mitchell are 3-level scores. Inside, outside, can get in the lane, do their thing. They got good facilitating skills. RJ Barrett, 3-level scorer. Get it inside, outside, working on an inside game. Julius Randle, 3-level scorer. Inside, outside, in the mid-range. I mean, these guys got guys that could do it on all levels. You know what I mean? And they numbers don't lie. That's the whole thing. It's not like we talking this hyperbole. No, look at their career numbers and look where they've been in their careers. RJ Barrett made it to the playoffs. Julius Randle made it to the playoffs. Mitchell Robinson made it to the playoffs. My man Donovan Mitchell made it to the playoffs, and Jalen Brunson have made it to the playoffs. So you got 5 guys in your starting lineup. All of them been in the playoffs, regardless of how short it was, how long it was. They all been in the playoffs. So you got guys right there who know how to get in there and get to a certain level, and I think that's that team. And I watch out for the Knicks, man. This ain't no homer talk here. These facts.
This is true.
Facts. Ain't no hyperbole. We straight facts up in Knicks Real Talk. Y'all know us. We keep it 100 all the time, bro. We deal with the facts, not fiction. And I just think that you keep the numbers speak for themselves, KJ. You know what I mean?
Right, absolutely. Hey, Devon and Shaw, when if something happens, when do you think guys think it's going to happen? Do you think it's going to happen this weekend, next week, 2 weeks from now? Because the buzz is building quick on this right now.
I think it's going to get done in the next couple of days.
So you both agree. You believe that he's coming to New York City, Donovan Mitchell, even though he's here already right now.
I think so. I think the writing's on the wall already.
Now, in your opinion, what young player are we losing?
What they're asking for basically is Grimes. I think that's going to be pretty much one of the main ones they want. They don't want no contract. They don't want no long-term contract. So they definitely want draft picks and young players. But to make the salary match, I definitely see Cam Reddish, Fournier, and maybe Grimes.
Okay, and I would definitely do that if that's the case. Cam Reddish, Fournier, Grimes, and 3 to 4 first-round picks. I'll do that in a heartbeat. Mm-hmm. I even throw some second rounds in there too, just to make it. Because I think I
have to give about at least 5 first rounders.
Yeah. And you know why, Devon? What this front office did within a matter of 2 years in this draft alone, I believe that the New York Knicks front office will get all those first round picks back in a couple years some way with more players. So you know what? They draft well. They got young assets. So you got to take a chance. And now this was their plan. A disgruntled star coming to New York City and Donovan Mitchell. Let's do it.
Yeah, hey man, they said that how they was gonna do it, Shop Powell. I remember when Scott Perry took over the thing. They said we're gonna clean house, we're gonna rebuild, and we're gonna wait for one of them disgruntled stars because we don't have the cap to get them at that time, and he'll get here. We might thought it might have been Cat. We thought it might have been this guy. So now the Knicks they actually do what they said. They put it into fruition. These cats said we're gonna get a disgruntled cat here. Scott Perry never said this in 2018 and 19. And if they get Donovan Mitchell here, they true to their word. They true to their word, and they did what they said they was gonna do. They built this thing from the ground up in 2018. They tore it down and built it. And Scott Perry said, I'm gonna build it right back up with athletic guys. And they did it through the draft. They did it through taking care of their own. And now they got a chance to strike like they're doing right now. So I think it was chess over checkers all day. And we still got infrastructure. Can't go wrong with that. You can't go wrong with that, bro.
Yeah, you just have to see how this Knicks front office has moved, and especially this year. They have these guys, like you said, Divine. These guys are playing chess, man. These guys manipulated the board and moved 3 players, gained cap space, and signed a perennial point guard, a very decent point guard in Jalen Brunson, and now is on the cusp of signing Donovan Mitchell. And someone said in the chat this thing was planned out already. I kind of believe it too, because some way, somehow, these guys knew that they needed to have a month's number of first round picks in order to make a big deal. And this is the year to strike right now. 25 years old for Donovan Mitchell, and I'm not upset if they give up 4 to 6 picks for Donovan Mitchell. I'll say it again though. I hope I hope we can keep one of the guys like Cam Reddish or Grimes. That's my biggest hope. But if it comes to fruition and both those guys are going, both these guys are going, then we're gonna have to do some heavy trade. We're gonna have to bring up some guys to fill up that second and third unit quick.
Yeah. You know what I'm happy about? You look at the core of this team, hypothetically, Jalen Brunson, New York ties. You know what I mean? Donovan Mitchell, New York ties. You know what I mean? R.J. Barrett, New York ties. So his grandfather lived in New York, 8 years old, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Other than Julius Randle, Mitchell Robert, these cats, they bought some Obi Toppin, New York ties. They bought some local products from around the area and put them on this roster with a bunch of good players. My man Manuel quickly down there in Maryland, a couple of states away. And I'm happy about what they're doing with this thing, man. Salute to the New York Knicks, man. And let's see how it goes, man. But we'll see. But I think the writing will be on the wall in a couple of days. I think this iron is too hot to be. You can't talk this much about something and all of a sudden it ain't gonna happen. It's just no way. You know what it's, KJ? All the cards lining up, bro. Just all the cards line up, man. That's what it is.
Hey, Devon, you called it, man. I think I would be very upset if we don't get Donovan Mitchell right now, because it's kind of like we being teased right now. It's too much out there. Too many people reporting it right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's great sources. So I'm like, you know what? Just get the deal done, make it happen, bring him back to New York City, where he's from. Bring him back, please. But again, we have been suffering so long. We have a chance to strike, like you said, Devon, never shot. Strike while it's hot. We hot right now, because guess what? If we land Donovan Mitchell, everybody is going to want to come here now.
Mm-hmm.
Because now it's your team. There's no more talk of, I don't want to come to the Madison Square. I don't understand why. Guys love playing from other teams, come playing Madison Square Garden. Why wouldn't you want to come play for the New York Knicks? But now that the boat is very hot, now we can pick and choose who we want to come here now. So we about to ante up, and we'll get those drafts back. Knicks front office, make it happen. Make it happen so we can have a tremendous rest of the summer and be ready for the fall.
Absolutely. And for all our Knicks fans who've been around a long time, think about this here. It ain't got to be a long time, like Katie said, the 90s. Can the Knicks think of the last time the Knicks had a backcourt like these two? Think about this for a second. Go back and think the last time the Knicks would have had a backcourt with two guards like this here.
The only one I can say is Steve Francis and Marbury.
You know what I'm saying? On that level, for real.
Right.
Yeah.
I can't remember one, but that's a good one right there.
Yeah.
Steve Francis, that's because to bring these two guys in here right now, man, is just going to it's going to electrify the New York fan base. It's going to electrify the New York Knicks fan base. That garden is going to be standing room only over there, and every ticket from last year is going to be almost a third more than it was last year to this year because one thing about the New York fan base, bad or good, I never really seen the Garden not packed. I don't think I've ever in my lifetime have never seen the Garden packed. A good team when we were 12 wins and 68 losses. The Knicks fan base still represent. So what's going to happen if we get Donovan Mitchell in here and hypothetically the first the first 20 or 30 games where we're 17 and 13 or something like that. You know what I mean? Let's get it, man.
It'd be crazy.
Let's get it.
If he come here with Obi Toppin, Mitchell Robinson, Jericho Sims, jumping the way these cats do, it's going to be showtime up in that piece, bro. Lob City 3.0. I'm serious. Jericho Sims, oh my goodness. Yeah, brother.
No, you're right. Absolutely. And I'm sorry to cut you off, D.
No, you good.
Who has Donovan Mitchell played with right now other than Rudy Gobert? You could say Conley. Look at this team right now. He has nobody to play for. So guess what? It's reverse. It's poetic justice for us. Now we got disgruntled star. Look at the young piece. His boy IQ's here. Now you got young stars that he can mold and build up with the Jalen Brunson. So to me, our roster looks way more attractive than Utah roster. So guess what? He's pushing for this. Yep. So why not? He should be.
And one thing people can't deny, Shy Powers, Quinn Snyder was a defense mind. He was hard-nosed. That's why it's going to be easy for Donovan Mitchell because he was coached by Quinn Snyder. And Quinn Snyder got dogging him when it comes to defense. You know what I mean? I know people trying to see he might not be an elite defender, but because of his physical makeup and his ability, he could defend. Him and Jalen Brunson are strong enough in the upper body to keep somebody in front of them because them boys are strong. But they also played for a defense-minded coach. You know what I mean? Quinn Snyder was a defense-minded coach. You know what I mean? Donovan Mitchell, every now and then ain't nobody. Julius Randle, none of them gonna be superstar defenders, but they ain't no walkovers neither. And I think a team defense would carry everything through anyway. But having a man like Mitchell Robinson in the background to cover for a few mistakes, I don't think that backcourt is worse than Evan Fournier and on the defense and Kemba Walker by a stretch. I think to me almost night and day. Kemba Walker and Evan Fournier compared to Jalen Brunson and Donovan Mitchell, I think the defense is much better with them two than we had last year. To be honest with you on that level. But yes, man, I know somebody about to get it popping, man. I know everybody running ready, excited. We could do this all night. But you know what it is, man. Next we'll talk. We in the building, the mind, Shy Powers, KJ. We ain't here, man. We about, if we don't see certain players tonight, y'all know what that means.
It could be smoke. Hope it's not smoke, Devon. Hope it's not smoke, man.
Yeah. Salute to the chat. And I don't think so, man. You know what? I think when you hear Woj and them putting out stuff, them cats they've some reliable. Them only two guys in the game, him and Sham, and the Sham ain't gonna put none out there if he don't believe it. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's the way he rolls. So I think this thing got a lot of legs to it. I think it's just really what they want to give up to get him. But I think they will get him. We got the picks to get him. We got the talent to get him. There's no reason not to get him. You know what I mean? I think we gonna get that young man. But real talk, man. Salute to the chat is where it's at. You know how you cats get down, man. Y'all cats always in here representing. Your takes is good. Your knowledge is phenomenal. We call y'all guys the invisible panel. Y'all ain't up on the panel with us, but you really on the panel because y'all cats bring it all the time up in there, man. But yeah, man, it's a great summer right now to be a Knicks fan. I think we did some good things. I think we did some things without hurting the integrity of the team. We got young guys in the pipeline looking they can get down. You're gonna see some good ones out there tonight. Farian Hunt, Jeffries. I mean, Jericho Sims, all these guys, they're going to be in the game tonight getting it popping. So let's hope we can go out and pull out a victory, man. But I like what I've seen in Summer League so far. KJ, don't get young cats from playing some good basketball, except for the other night.
Yeah. I mean, hey, look, they young in Vegas. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Facts.
For those that been to Vegas, you know what it is out there. And they young and got a little bit of money, so they having a good time. But anyway, that's it on there. As always, Nick Real Talk family. My brothers and sisters in the chat, thank you for tuning in to Knicks Real Talk. Please like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Tell a friend. Keep spreading out the word about Knicks Real Talk. Shy, Devon, I catch y'all on the other side. Thank you for tuning
in. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shy Powers, my brother.
Yo, I just want to say salute to you, KJ, on the way out. Devon, salute to you as always. Salute to the chat. That's where it's at. You know what I mean? Let's get it. Stay optimistic, stay hopeful. Let's try to bring this thing into fruition, and let's get it.
Yo, Knicks Real Talk, I want to make this up. It's not the quality of the youth. The quality of the youth is the viewers. It's the quantity of the viewers. The quality and it's not the quantity. Let me rephrase that. It's not the quantity of the viewers, it's the quality of the viewers. We got some quality people that be up in this joint getting it popping with us, man. So we appreciate you guys always, each and every day, because without y'all, there is no Knicks Real Talk. Ain't no need for us to even do this. Y'all already know, man. Knicks, orange and blue. That's how we do. You know what I mean? We stay true to the game, man. Let's do it, man. Let's go enjoy it. Let's hope we get some good news in the next couple of days, man. I really want to see this thing pop off, man. This thing got me like a baby in a candy store, man. Real talk. But we'll see, man. Let's keep our ears to the ground, our eyes open. Y'all enjoy the rest of your week. Be safe. Y'all know it is. Stay on your grind, stay on your hustle, man. But y'all do the right thing, man. And just take care of yourselves out there in all ways, man. And we'll see y'all on the next episode. Y'all know how we get down up in here. Knicks Real Talk. Let's get it. You know what I mean? Get it, man. Salute to everybody. Have a great night. Enjoy the game. Be safe. We out, man. We see y'all on the next episode.
Peace.
Peace.
Time for Divine Shot, KJ events. This Real Talk's the brand. You understand how we do, my man. I'm on that Friday night Knick shit, dripping in Knick shit. Up in the world, most famous arena with the click. That's the conglomerate. The Knicks Real Talk is real prominent. I'm a bit like the Omicron variant, dominant. Paying homage to the cat in the chat. That's where it's at. Cause I'm hearing that you don't care for hyperbole, we straight facts. We interact with the mob, the gods. Up in the pod, the squad, the side. My entourage be on the job, my energy. Feeling tripping in tempo as they cook my game plan. And my brand for
In the mods.
Time for Divine Shot, KJ events. This Real Talk's the brand. You understand how we do, my man. I'm on that Friday night Knick shit, dripping in Knick shit. Up in the world, most famous arena with the click. That's the conglomerate. The Knicks Real Talk is real prominent. I'm a bit like the Omicron variant, dominant. Paying homage to the cat in the chat. That's where it's at. Cause I'm hearing that you don't care for hyperbole, we straight facts. We interact with the mob, the gods. Up in the pod, the squad, the side. My entourage be on the job, my energy. Feeling tripping in tempo as they cook my game plan. And my brand for loot and pursuit. Going hard like the New York City gritty committee. Cause that's the things we know is pretty, but we all stay giddy. But we embrace the fan base like the late Anthony Mace. We trace the logo when there's space that appear like Squarespace. Staring down on the Chase Bridge, looking at Knicks City drip. There's any decks on the court, looking pretty legit. I stay true to the orange and blue. I thought you knew for him a few bars to shine like Star Divine to Mount Mars. Knicks Real Talk. Here we go, let's go.
Knicks Real Talk right here. I'm representing
Knicks Real Talk.
right here. Let's get it.
Here we go, let's go.
We here in the building.
Knicks Real Talk.
Let's get it.
Here we go, let's go.
Yeah, for real. Yes, sir.
Knicks Real Talk.
We here.
Here we go,
in the
let's go.
building. Let's get it. Let's get it. Yeah, for real. Yes, sir.
Let's get it.